I was gonna
So
ask you that. Did you get a chance to see the video?
yeah, I seen the video, and then I think this is my first time kind of like breaking this year, but yeah, I actually seen it. From the things that I know and the things that I seen,
Mhm.
it'll be hard for me to see somebody to see them beating it.
Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Mane, one of the most powerful duos in rap history until it all went left. Rumors of a robbery, whispers of a setup, and a fallout that changed everything. For months, the internet has been guessing. Tonight, the guessing stops. I'm sitting down with Hernandez Govan for an exclusive, unfiltered look at the moment the 1017 bond shattered. He reveals what really happened that night. Let's get into it. All right, what's up, Pete Mans? Welcome back to another episode with your boy Lionel B with the Lionel B Show. Today, of course, we got a special guest in the building again with us, Mr. Hernandez Govan. Bro, what's going on with you?
Man, what it do? What it do, Lionel B? What it do?
Chilling, man. Hey, it's definitely a pleasure to have you back on the show once again, man. They loved you the first time, bro.
For sure, for sure. Tell them I appreciate all the love and support. I seen the comments.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely a lot of people giving you a lot of love. So, man, you recently
Yeah.
went viral once again, bro, but this time it ain't have nothing to do with Dolph at all. Now, this time, man, it actually has something to do with Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane.
For sure.
Now, was you expecting to go viral again, man, with the information you put out there, or do you think people was just gonna like pass over?
Nah, well, of course I didn't know the indictment was coming on April Fool's. So um when the indictment came or whatever, I uh decided to speak on it because when I first brought it to the net, uh everybody was saying I was lying, saying it wasn't true and call cap on my story. So when it broke the other day, I just came to just jump back on there to rub it in everybody's face. You know what I'm saying? Told everybody they can start apologizing, they can get in line, take their time or whatever. So, but no, I didn't expect to go viral. I just went on there basically just to, like I said, rub it in their face and just let them know, I don't promote fake news. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Me, City, my boy Ghost Los, and Prince, we take pride into, um, putting out accurate information, and that's what I do now. So, uh,
Right.
I'm trying to stay credible, trying to stay solid.
Now, a lot of people did think it was actually April Fool's, man. Myself included. I'm like, oh, this got to be an April Fool's joke, like because nobody
See,
had heard that information before, man, about the whole robbery and all of that. The kid and the kidnapping. That was crazy when
yeah,
the
see
charge
you
came out.
see, the feds, they play all kind of games, when they come up with these names or operations when they go and like arrest people and shit. Sometimes they'll name the operation a weird name or whatever. So them coming to arrest Shiesty and Luntrail and shit on April Fool's Day, that was strategic. That was planned out. They feds, they crack jokes as well. So they did that on April 1st just to you know let them know you might think this is an April Fool's joke, but it definitely ain't. This shit real. So yeah, that's why they came on. They could have came any other day, but that's why they came on April 1st.
So coincidentally, though, I think you put the news out. Was it the day before or a couple days right before the arrest was made?
No, no, hell no. I first broke the story when it initially happened, the first day
Oh,
when Gucci
okay.
got robbed.
The kidnapping and the actual robbery that went down. What that was like December, January.
Oh yeah, let me see. What we in now? What's this? What we in?
Uh,
April?
yeah, April.
Yeah, I think it happened in I think it happened in February.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it happened in February. I have to go back to my social media, but when it first happened, me and City and Go Slows, we broke it that day. I was the first to come to the internet and just kind of like vaguely put it out there. I just
Mhm.
mentioned Gucci name. I was just like, hey Gucci, their other little business that just happened. We're gonna run that later on. Then I came back with a second clip on Instagram and basically let the cat out the bag. And that's when um, the whole hip hop community went bananas on me.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's like you can't. Sometimes you can't win for losing. Like people was mad that you was correct about it, but you know what I'm saying. Had
Yeah,
you
yeah,
lied
yeah. They
about
called
it,
me Cap. They called me Cap in the beginning,
mhm.
and now that what I said was true, now they actually mad that I was telling the truth. So it's like I don't know, man. It's like it ain't like a gift and a curse. It's like the curse and the curse.
Yeah, seemed like a lot of them actually blaming you for coming with it first. Like you can't win at some point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. They act like they act like I brought the indictment on or something.
So what do you got to say to the super fans that's out there, coming for you or upset that you broke the news, man?
Man, they don't need to be mad at me. They need to be mad at Gucci for getting robbed.
Yeah.
You know, Gucci. Gucci should have been moving a whole lot better. He claimed to be a gangster. Claimed to be street savvy. Ain't no way I'm pulling up on Chopper Gang, Pooh Shiesty, and Big 30, uh, with an old ass police officer that's 90 years old. Ain't no way. So that's all I can tell them. They need to holler at their favorite rapper, and ask him why he wasn't moving right. It
Yeah, I
ain't
was
it
just
ain't
gonna
my
ask
fault.
you that, man. Like, what would you want to say to them super fans, them Gucci fans that's angry at
Hey, they need to be mad at Shiesty.
you?
They don't need to be mad at me. Look, I'm just doing what I do. Uh, I'm reporting hip hop news when it happened. I
Gotcha.
can't help it. I can't help it that I'm tapped in and I got it first. I think all the people that's upset with me and having an issue, if they would have got the news how I did, as quick as I did, then they would have spoke on it as well.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody mad with TMZ when TMZ came out with. Ain't nobody, what I'm saying, be getting at them. Those it always be our own people, man.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They don't get mad at TMZ. They don't get mad at all these other news outlets. But when, someone, I guess, a peer of theirs,
Mhm.
do the same thing that um, the major platforms do, it's a problem with us. But they not riding around looking for Harvey Levin and Charles and
Right.
Trent, whatever for reporting, on different topics or whatever. So it is what it is. I keep a raincoat on. I just let this shit roll off my back. I ain't doing no tripping.
Why do you think that is, though? Why do you think we kind of go against our own when it comes to stuff like that? Is that kind of that crab in the bucket
Man,
mentality?
yeah, yeah.
Like
It's just
yourself?
like it's the crab in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, I remember when I first got into the YouTube space, Angel, my manager, she was telling me, get ready. She was like, it's gonna be the people from your city, that's gonna hate you the most, or whatever. And I didn't get a full understanding of it, until I got kind of like knee deep uh, in this space or whatever. People just hate to see someone else make it, especially before they make it. You know,
Mm,
it's like even if even if I speak on gatekeepers all the time and people who don't like to pass the information,
mm,
these they might not even have the information. They don't, but they're not gonna want you to find it. They want to see you idle. It's like it's just black people. And I think
mm.
we are the only race that's like that. That
Yeah.
don't want to see, what I'm saying, our brother or our sister grow and become successful. And that's just so crazy to me.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is,
Yeah.
man. It's unfortunately, bro, because I think we definitely stronger together, but
Yeah, for
I don't
sure.
feel like that's
For
ever
sure.
gonna happen though, for the most
No,
part.
no, I don't think no, as a whole, I don't think so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I wish we could be like the Jews, the Hispanics and whites, I see,
Mm,
they help each other all the time. But
yeah.
you got a few of us, if it was more people in the world like me, you, uh, City, Charleston, people that want to help, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, your fellow brother you
Right.
know,
Right.
yeah, the world will be a better place, and it'll be a lot more successful YouTubers.
So let's switch gears a little bit, man, because I know a lot of people want to know this. Some people may have seen academics live stream. Some of them may have seen a lot of the blogs repost to you. Can you run it down again, man? What exactly occurred that night, bro, when the whole robbery, the kidnapping took place, man? What was said, what went down? If you could run that down for us.
You know, it was a move, for all the shit that Gucci had been doing. And I'm finna give you something that I ain't told nobody yet. And this cause you my guy, a lot of part of the reason that Shiesty, you know, that happened was Big Scar, his cousin, that mistakenly OD'd while he was in prison. Fast forward to now, Atlantic had just gave Shiesty $5 million for a publishing deal. And they were about to give him another bag for some type of branding deal or whatever, in which Gucci was still tied in the mix of it. And Shiesty didn't want that to happen. And so Atlantic was trying to work out some things with both parties. Gucci wasn't cooperating, and they just added fuel to the fire or whatever. And so, fast forward to them having a meeting in Dallas at the studio. Gucci came in the studio, and when he came in, he wasn't allowed to leave. And so, it was a lot of things that happened. A lot of jury was taken. The cameraman, he got assaulted, and Gucci was forced to sign a release form to release Shiesty out of the record deal, and it was recorded as well. And so
they said Big 30 recorded, right? Or somebody from the crew?
yeah, allegedly. Yeah,
Okay.
allegedly. I do know it was recorded. I seen the video.
I was gonna ask you that. Did you get a chance to see the video?
Yeah, I seen the video, and I think this is my first time kind of like breaking this year, but yeah, I actually seen it. And
What
it
can you
wasn't
describe a little bit of the details in that video?
Yeah,
Are you
Gucci
gonna
was in there
drop it?
shaking
Can
like a
you
strip.
drop it?
Gucci was in there shaking like a strip on Judgment Day.
No, man.
Yeah, yeah. Gucci, it
Not
wasn't.
Wapta.
Yeah. WAP. Gucci he followed instructions well up under pressure. Yeah, he was yes sir, no
My
sir.
bad. I ain't mean to laugh. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, he was yes sir, no sir to some kids.
Damn.
So yeah, a lot of them, a few of them Atlanta niggas, they get real nice when they're pressure, when they get hot. He was surprised, he was shocked. He wasn't prepared, he wasn't ready for that. And that all leads back to me saying that he couldn't been the street nigga or the rapper that's on the rap songs, because ain't no way that me knowing what I've done, the bullshit that I did to Shiesty while he was locked up, ain't no way I'm gonna pull up unprepared. And I'm from that environment. Gucci really a goofy to me in my book.
So you feel like he could have been way more prepared to come to that meeting instead of just coming there
Yeah,
with
yeah. If he would have pulled up right, it wouldn't even went down. Because if he would have pulled up right, then they would have had to assess the situation.
Yeah. So it
You
was
know what I'm
basically
saying?
it was him, the cameraman, and
Yeah, and,
what?
and his homeboy, and then he had the off duty officer there. But from what I heard, he ain't been an officer in a few years. He done hung his head up. So
So he
ain't no way
retired.
he would have been. Yeah, ain't no way a nigga getting Social Security would have been riding with me trying to protect me. Ain't no
Not
way.
Social Security, bro.
Yeah, yeah, nigga, the SSI, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
He surviving off a pension. You protecting me? Ain't no way.
right.
That's
So
crazy.
So Gucci must have thought everything was real sweet for him to just pull up and just feel like it was all good.
I mean, I'm sure he had to, for him to pull up how he pulled up. He may have had some type of um uh I don't know, he may have felt something because Shiesty hadn't been communicating with him properly since his release. They talked a couple times or whatever, but it wasn't like, you know, how your main artist and how the CEO should be communicating when you first get released from doing a 3 to 4 year prison bid.
Yeah.
So with that being said, those signs right there, along with me knowing that the family has been upset with me for quite some time, then I would have pulled up how I supposed to pull it up.
Right. And there was an issue involving a chain. I think when Scar passed away, Gucci was trying to collect some chains back, some 1017
Yeah,
chains.
the 1017 chains that Scar had,
Mm,
that rubbed the family the wrong way. Instead of you being concerned about, giving Scar a nice, decent burial, you was worried about the chains, getting the chains back. And then when the family reached out again and asked about the funeral, he said that his wife's birthday was coming up and that, I guess he was strapped for cash. And he made
mm,
that statement. And when he did, it kind of led me to believe, I'm like, man, this nigga a real sucker. Cause ain't no way you around here hurting and say you work for 100, 200 M's and you tell the family that my wife's birthday coming up. And that's the reason why you can't put one of your top artists away decent.
right. Mm,
It's just, he do a lot of weird shit. I don't know if it's the medicine, he on meds. He take, what I'm
yeah.
saying, psych meds and shit. They be having to tie him up, hog time and all kind of shit. So, hopefully, that
You see him
played a
all the
major
time.
part. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They said on the Breakfast Club. You see his wife.
Dang.
She said it. Yeah,
Wow.
go watch that interview. She said one night he had an episode, and she had to get the whole team, security team, and a couple of the homies, and they had the hog time and put him in the truck and go and get him some help.
Man.
So when you having episodes to that magnitude, man, um, he really supposed to get a pass right now, to be honest, because I think the nigga legally crazy.
Yeah.
When you see him, him. Just think about it. When the last time you ever heard you heard Gucci talk, like have a full conversation, a long
Yeah.
drawn out conversation.
Right.
Only
Right.
thing he do is nod his head for the most part, and and that's what those psych meds. That's what the psych meds do to you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just have you like a bobblehead.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Incoherent, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Gucci. And she said she answered the phone for him. She,
Mm.
she pay all his bills for him, and so any nigga with a caretaker, at that age, you don't know what he might do.
And I feel like, man, I mean, if you got all that going on, you shouldn't be running no label.
And who want to sign the Keisha? Who want to sign the Keisha K. Oil? Man, come on, man, that's crazy.
Now, you guys know how wild the comments get whenever I talk about Gucci Mane, Diddy, and all the others. It's impossible to tell what's actually true and what's just a rumor. That's why I've been spending more time on the website Point Encounter. It's a forum built specifically for people who actually want the facts. Now, what's cool is their AI feature. If someone tries to drop a misleading point or a fake rumor in a discussion, another user can ask AI and it will immediately be set straight in real time to help disprove it or say that it's facts. It's basically a place where the truth can actually stand without getting buried by the noise. Now, I started a thread over there about today's video, so let's keep the convo going where we know the info is solid. Click the link in the description of this video. It's free to sign up and comment, and let's get this thing straight. Now you mentioned before, man, that you knew the security guard or you knew of the security guard.
To my that was with Gucci.
Yeah.
No, I knew a couple people that was actually in the room. I don't know the security guard. I know a couple people, all those cats that got arrested from Memphis.
Mm.
So,
So that's how you
yeah,
got that news real quick, man, because the word
yeah,
on
that's
the
how yeah,
travel's
that, yeah,
path.
that's how I got the information.
Do you feel like he was the main one to snitch, or you feel like Gucci snitched as well? Like, what's your take on that? Because people are arguing
So
back
my
and
take
forth.
on my take on that is for Gucci to say it's in black and white that Gucci sat down with the authorities and identified 30 and Pooh Shiesty.
Mm.
Um, Whether Keisha gave him his meds or not at that time, I don't know. I would hope not. I would hope he can blame it on him not having, or him having his meds, because her giving him the meds might have made him do the unthinkable. And
Mm.
so with that being said, I think the police officer had to initiate it and cover his own ass because, by law, you know, he have to report the crime, you know, or he could be
Yeah.
charged. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I think when the police officer, after he reported it, and then the feds got involved and got to doing their due diligence, you know, and pulling up on people and interviewing people, you know, when they pull up, for the most part, they catch you off guard. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it'd be a big surprise. So
Yeah.
I think, you know, I'm sure Gucci, you know, that's his long time security. You know, Finesse two times
Mm-hmm.
spoke on it the other day, um, when he did a song with Gucci. And Finesse spoke on that he had that same security guard with him. So with that being said, there is some type of bond there. They've been together for a long time. So I
Yeah.
just can't see that police officer making that move as it relates to alerting the government about what happened without Gucci Man knowing
Now
and
I got a
being aware
question
of.
too, man. As far as Gucci Man, because a lot of people are saying, Deuce in his 40s, you know what I'm saying? He got money or whatever, he got status. He shouldn't have become a crash out. How do you feel? Do you feel like he's considered just a rapper or a civilian or a gangster? Like, where would we place
Nah,
Gucci
nah,
Man
nah.
before
Once
the
you
snitching though?
listen,
Before
listen.
the
I
snitching.
just seen a video this morning. Gucci said he ain't never told on no nigga, and he never will
Mm,
snitch on nobody. You
yeah.
know, and he stood on that. You know, I'm like he said it
Yeah.
with his chest out. So with that being said, you know, you can't make videos and clips like that and then turn around 10 years later and you know and get on some civilian type time. You know,
Mm,
once you when you come from that environment, even if you make it out, you know, if it's in you, it's still in you. You know, I I got high hopes of making it out, you know, all the way out.
mm,
And if I was ever, God forbid, in a similar situation, I wouldn't be calling no authorities. You know, I'll be doing what I do. And if I was a rapper, I'll be doing what I've been saying on the rap songs for the last 25 years. I
stand
ain't gonna
on it.
use yeah, I ain't gonna use the civilian card and uh and try to play on it. You know, you gotta. It's time to go take your head down. You know what I'm saying, to get back in the field. You know, when you get disrespected like that. You know, where I come from, that type of shit ain't tolerated. You know, I don't give a fuck if you could be 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy. You know, so that shit ain't going on. You know, nigga addressing it. You know, I don't care how long a nigga been out the streets or whatever. When you go in my ear and unscrew my earrings and make me take off my wedding ring that my wife purchased for me, then somebody got to go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't be able to
Man,
sleep right.
yeah, yeah. When you brought that to the net, man, about the unscrewing of the ears, boy, I was like, man, that's real gutter right there, dog.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wear
That's
screwbacks,
raw.
so that should take a little minute, boy. Like, nigga, you want
Man,
me to
yeah, it take a
unscrew
little
my
minute. Yeah, you know,
earrings, bro?
and just think about the humiliation going through your body when a nigga
Yeah,
doing it.
man. Mm,
You know, you know, when Shiesty said, "Man, you know, don't let that Dirk verse go to your head. Ain't nobody slime as me." You know, he meant that shit in blood. You know, and you
yeah.
know I guess he wanted to prove that point. You know, but that was, you know, that was some of the craziest shit I ever seen. You know, and I kind of blame his father, Lontrell, for that. You know,
Mm,
ain't no way that my son gonna take me on no mission and and I don't pull his coattail and be like, "Hey, look, son, man, we can do this a better way, bro. Ain't no way
mm,
we finna this generational wealth off, you
right.
know, over some emotion, you know, over somebody doing uh what we call sucker shit, you know.
And they could have, with the amount of money they got, man, they could have really kept their hands clean on that too.
But they come from, you know, 30 and Shiesty them, you know, they come from that environment, you know, where they hands on, you know, and I
Mm,
guess they felt like they put the trust in themselves versus, you know, somebody else. But I do get what you're saying. I think in my opinion, if I was in those shoes, I would have
mm,
just negotiated. You know,
mm,
you can't handle business in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
right,
You know,
right, right.
when you try to handle business that way, shit always go bad. You know, you could have got
Mm-hmm.
a and if you look at Gucci track record, just think about it. He had Nicki Minaj, Young Thug, um, and whoever else he had. He let everybody out the deal.
Yeah.
You know, when people got disgruntled and shit like that and said they wanted out, he ain't hold nobody hostage. He let everybody go. So if Shiesty would have went to him the right way, I'm sure something could have been worked out.
You don't think he
I
did
ain't
though?
the,
You don't think he probably stepped to him first, like big bro? You know what I'm saying? I ain't happy here, bro. You don't think he might have did that?
I don't think so because, and the reason why I don't think that happened because if he would have went to Gucci on that type of time,
Mhm.
I don't think Gucci would have pulled up in Dallas that free hearted, like that open.
Hmm.
He would have knew that it was some type of tension or some type of issue there if Pooh would have alerted him that he wanted off the label. Just think about it. When Gucci showed up, he brought his cameraman with him. He thought they was finna snap it up, take pictures, and celebrate Shiesty coming home and it's back to the money. He ain't
Yeah.
had no clue. If he did, the cameraman wouldn't have been there. It would have been a
Right. Yeah, you
gunman
got a
instead
point.
of the
Yeah.
cameraman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got a point. Rollo recently came out. I don't know if you saw him, him and Woody on a stream where Rollo
Him
was
and
basically saying,
Woodrika.
"What? Huh?
Him and
Woodrika?"
Woodrika. Yeah, Woodrika.
Yeah, he was sitting with him, man. He was basically saying what he would have done if he was Gucci Man. He said he would have sent Pooh Shiesty straight to God. How you feel? How you
I
feel about that?
mean, um, I don't know Rollo personally, so I can't speak on, if he really like that in the streets or not.
Mhm.
I done heard some stories that, that he ain't no hoe or
Yeah,
whatever, so and I can't say he capping because if a nigga would have did me like that, I would have did everything I could to send a nigga to God.
yeah.
So
He would
I
have waited and waited and plotted and
yeah,
waited
that's
to
how you
get
do.
back.
That's how you do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no time limit on the get back.
Right, right.
You wait to the right move. You don't rush it. And then you go with your move at the right time. And so I mean, I can't knock him for saying it, just because Shiesty them from Memphis and, Rollo from, Atlanta or whatever, he spoke like a man, he spoke like how any real one, he said what any real one would say. I'm sure if some niggas did you like that and you get the opportunity, you'll try to baptize their ass too. You know what I'm saying? Rollo he ain't speak no wrong when he said that, he said what I would have said.
Now, do you
Yeah, if
feel
they
like
would have.
Gucci was planning something in the background, or you feel like he would just he
Man,
wanted
I
to
hope
do it?
so. He better be in. He better be in, or his ass need to be in somebody's church becoming a deacon. You know what I'm saying? For real. Cause ain't no way you gonna wear that the rest of your life and don't nothing happen to nobody. Boy, you need to start doing gospel. I'm gonna keep it real though. He was doing it the right way. Like ain't nothing to talk about. Ain't nothing to speak on. Like nigga caught me slipping, caught me down bad. They stripped me. Ain't nothing to talk about. Now it's time. I'm just playing in my get back now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And it
speak
seems
on it
like
for what?
both sides was pretty much quiet, man. Both sides ain't really had nothing to do.
Yeah,
Say
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Shiesty and them, they didn't say one word about it,
Right.
and that's how they were supposed to handle it. But, all the other mistakes they made, that shit. I seen some shit this morning, they got his daddy on camera going to the Kinko's place, printing the release form out
Mm.
for Gucci to sign.
And they ain't got
As
no printer at the house, man. You supposed to order you a little printer at the house, a little inkjet or
man,
something.
hey,
Damn.
it wasn't a long thought out
Yeah.
move, bro. Like they did this shit off of, just strictly off of impulse. Just seemed like it. They planned the shit the night before. That's what it sounded like. Cause ain't no way my son gonna have me going up in a public place like a Kinko's talking about
Right.
printing a release form out, and y'all finna hog tie a nigga that's worth 200 million. Man, I can't.
And it goes back to saying you don't know nobody that could do that for you. Like nobody. Come on
Man,
now.
the man ass look. They should have been calling an attorney, bro. Like that was the right move. That was the
Yeah.
right play. You can't
Yeah.
fuck like, bro. You got a Shiesty got a sister. He got a mom. He got a grandmama. I don't know how big his family is, but he got a lot. He got a few lot of motherfuckers that could have been straight for the rest of their life, and the kid and the next generation just offer his talent. And so ain't no way in the hell nobody didn't get in his ear and tell him, look, bro, you tripping. And that just goes back to everybody being afraid of him, in that, in his little clique or whatever.
Mhm.
Because if he was my friend, I would have been like Trey on Boys in the Hood, man, let me out.
Real though.
Man, for real.
You feel like Big 30 is a follower?
I ain't gonna say 30 a follower.
Mm.
He just loves Shiesty. They been together since they was kids. Uh, I'm sure 30 his own man or whatever, but he just rolled with Shiesty right or wrong.
Yeah.
And growing up, we used to always say that, ride with you right or wrong. I don't say that no more.
Right,
You
right.
know, uh,
Yeah.
I ain't, it depending on who you is and what it is. If you're
Mhm.
wrong, I might not be riding with
Yeah.
you. Just depending on who you are. So yeah, that don't go for everybody because at this age, we got kids to think about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people depending on us. At that
Mhm.
age when we used to say that, oh man, I'm riding with you right or wrong. We ain't have no responsibilities. I ain't have, nigga ain't have no kids. Uh, nigga wasn't looking forward to getting out the streets and
Yeah.
doing something legal. So, it was what it was. So yeah, I was willing to ride with a nigga right or wrong. But at this point in my life,
Mhm.
hell no.
Yeah,
I ain't
that's
happy.
real. The feds recently came out with some information saying that Pooh Shiesty and Big 30, they didn't have any evidence of them having any firearms during the robbery. But you
I've been
saw the
seeing
tape.
that.
You saw the tape. So can you confirm, deny? I mean, what can you give us on that?
Man, look, when I was going to court on my case,
Mhm.
my lawyer, Manny Aurora, the best attorney in the world. And that's who Shiesty need to be calling. He need to be trying to call Manny Aurora, but Manny was telling me that it was a blessing that my case was in the state because the federal government, they have so many different ways to trap you as it relates to the conspiracy versus in state court. Federal
Mhm.
conspiracy laws are totally different from state conspiracy laws. Like the feds don't need hard and physical evidence to convict you. And I hope, they don't live and see the day where they become a living witness and find that out. Because
Mhm.
just from the videotapes, the call data, um, the communication that day back and forth from all the co-defendants, um, the GPS placement, it's gonna place everybody at the scene of the crime. The
Mhm.
trying to disguise your travel by getting on the Greyhound and all of that.
Mhm.
Um, your dad rented a car that was used in the crime. He
Mhm.
on video printing out a release form. If they beat that shit, then them nigga must have born in Cloverland, Texas. You know what I'm saying? They got to be some of the luckiest niggas in the world. They be because and one thing about the feds, just because that man got up on that stand and said they didn't have any physical and like strong evidence, like actual physical evidence, do you think that man or do you think his superiors would allow him to get up on that stand and say that if it was gonna hurt them?
Hmm.
Like they don't need it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the super fans and in the hip hop community, they don't know the law. They don't understand the law. They don't even know they don't even know how to spell conspiracy, let alone know what it means. So um
Without saying too much, I ain't trying to Vlad TV or nothing, Vlad TV you or nothing. But
yeah.
based on the footage, it doesn't look crazy. Does it look like somebody may not come home? You can say that. I ain't gonna ask you about, you
Man, I'm
know.
gonna tell you something. From the things that I know and the things that I seen,
Mm,
it'll be hard for me to see them beating it. You
mm,
know, um, it is something right now that's being worked on behind the scenes uh, from Atlantic Records. You know, they are actively trying to work something out. But I just don't see how that could happen, because even if Gucci Man recant the statement that he made, they don't even need Gucci though. They got the white boy that was there. You know, he gonna beat the judge to court when the trial come. They got the white boy and you got the police officer. So that's all they
Can
need.
Gucci be held in contempt as well or no? Because he did initially give a
Yeah,
statement.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So Gucci, if Gucci made that statement before the grand jury that he made, not only could he be held in contempt, he could be charged with perjury. You know, if you went in front of the grand jury and you made that statement, of course, what they'll do is they'll subpoena you to court. And if you come to court and refuse to give testimony in that type of crime, they will hold you until you get ready to talk. And I guarantee you, you will break for they will. So, you know, Gucci got to be prepared for, you know, he got to be prepared for all of that, you know. But I say all that to say, I don't wish nothing bad on them little niggas, you know, but it's gonna be kind of rough, beating that case, bro. Like, yeah, I think they got a better chance of getting Oprah Winfrey pregnant before, you know what I'm saying,
Damn.
before that get beat. You know, it's the feds, bro.
How
We
much
talking
time
about,
do
and
you
just
think
think
Pooh Shiesty would actually get for his involvement?
if he come out with a 20, that'll be a miracle. That'll be a miracle. I'm
Wow.
gonna tell you this. When I'm gonna ask you a question. I know you interviewing me, but let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When the last time have you seen 8 co-defendants on a case together and everybody kept it real? One nigga, at least one gonna tell. More than likely 2.
Yeah.
So,
And
you
that's every
know,
organization, bro.
that's
BMF,
every organization.
YSL,
You know, yeah,
everything.
it's a rat
Everybody.
in every organization. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, with that being said, whatever 1 or 2 flip, that's gonna be extremely bad. You know, for Shiesty. Not to mention the officer and the white boy. Gucci. Gucci can stay at home and not take his medicine. They don't need him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, again, I hope a miracle happen, you know, because them niggas from the city, you know, I done met 30, you know, got nothing bad to say about 30. And I hate that shit for them. I just wish they would have thought it out. But, you know, 30 down there probably finna get 30 years for holding the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man.
And they said allegedly he was the one that had a chopper like while he was in front of the door too, right or no?
They said one individual went to the car and got a duffel bag, which the federal agents said they believe there was an AK-47 in the bag. I ain't read the work yet in its entirety that was sent to me, but I do know they said somebody went to the car to get a bag and came back and it was an AK-47, and that was the same AK-47 that was in Gucci mouth.
Damn. Wait a minute. They put it in his mouth, bro?
Say
Damn.
Yeah, like a thermometer.
Man.
Yeah,
So
she
they
give
weren't even
you
playing, dog.
Memphis ain't a real place, man.
Nah, it don't sound like it.
Yeah, Memphis ain't a
But
real place, man.
y'all be doing some stuff over there, man.
Yeah. Memphis, man, you know, it get crazy in the city, you know, especially, you know, if you ain't, you know what I'm saying, if you ain't tapped in or whatever, you know, shit get crazy, you know.
So was LeBron right for saying he didn't want to play in Memphis, bro? Or did you take
Man, you know, I'm
that?
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I might get a little backlash for it or whatever, but I think what LeBron meant was he's so used to playing in other, you know, big cities, you know, they got the lights, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, and they shine bright on the stars, you know, big cities, you know,
Skyline.
LA, Miami, you know, shit, places like that. And when you come to Memphis, I mean, if you somebody that's done been around the world, Memphis is what I would call the closet in a mansion. You know, it just ain't shit to do. in Memphis. You know, it's a crab in a bucket city. You know, everybody hating on everybody, everybody and everybody in each other business. You know, it's just, man, you know, I done outgrew that city, you know, and if you got anything going on, and if I done outgrew it, I know damn well LeBron don't want to go there. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, and he a billionaire. So
Right.
if my broke ass don't want to be in Memphis, I know damn well he don't.
Some people wasn't saying it was so much the message. I guess they was saying it about the company he was with while he was, saying what he was saying about a predominantly black city. Kind of like
The
sitting around
company
with
he
the
was
white
with,
boys. Yeah,
who was he with?
he was with a bunch of white men, and it was like,
Oh, when he said it.
right. So that's what I think that people got more offended by that.
So did he say something racist, or was it just, you know, he just said he don't like to play in Memphis, right?
Yeah, he was just like he don't like to, he wasn't like, oh, I don't like being around niggas and nothing like that. He was just like, I don't, send me to Nashville. There's more stuff to
It
do.
was two cities that he said he hate playing in. I think one was Memphis and the other one was
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And both of those places boring as you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
he could have meant that. You know, he could have meant that by it. I'm sure he ain't mean nothing racist or like he was just uppity or too big or no shit like that, you know. You know, because Bron from the gutter. You know, Bron, he do a lot of great things to help uh the urban communities. So I don't think it's nothing against it or a shot. He was just speaking his mind.
Next
Fuck
question.
Memphis. To be honest.
Do you feel like, bro, that Pooh Shiesty and his pops, do you feel like they're informants? Because I know there was some information brought out that was a legend.
Well, you know, I've been knowing of Latrell a long time. And, you know, he always been well respected in the streets in the city of Memphis. He run with some respectable dudes.
So he kind of like the mob ties of Memphis, kind of like how Jay Prince is in Texas.
Nah, I ain't gonna go that far.
Okay.
I ain't gonna go that far. Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
You said put a little too much on
you
that.
know, that's like no disrespect to Latrell, but that's like night and day. You know, you talking about, you know, the old man, James Prince. And so, and I'm talking about far as like accolade wise, you know, and in the streets. You know, the Latrell that I know of or whatever, you know, he ain't no pushover. But fast forward to now, I just recently seen the paperwork where he been an informant since 2009.
Yo.
And yeah, so you know, it was
that's 17 years right there.
Yeah. That was a surprise to me. I ain't gonna lie, I was shocked because, you know, I never heard of it, you know, of Latrell. And also, you know, it's some new work going around, you know, the exposures they done put out. Shout out to Ghost Los one on Instagram, and Prince and Whack. They just released some more stuff on Shiesty. They kind of put his lawyer in a pickle about some things that he said about how Shiesty didn't cooperate in the past. So I ain't had a chance to look at that, but I do know that when Ghost and Whack and Prince, whenever they drop something, they not gonna drop it unless they went all the way through it, backwards, upside down. They just don't do that.
So just to clarify, so you said that the Shiesty did cooperate, or he did cooperate?
From what I read, it was like his lawyer was doing the cooperation for him. You know, the lawyer was doing the talking.
He was sending messages through the lawyer.
Yeah. And the lawyer was talking to the lawyer was saying things to the judge. I got it in black and white. I'm gonna send it to you when we get off. But he was saying things to the judge and saying things to the AUSA that if me and you would been saying it, we'll be called the biggest rats in the world. Basically putting the shooting on one of the co-defendants, a dude named DeRosa. Yeah, so, you know, I got to go through it all the way, but I did read the paperwork on his dad, and the federal government put out that Latrell Williams Sr. received a 5K1 in 2009. I ain't put it out, you know, so can't nobody be upset with me. You know, And one thing
Right.
about them niggas in the city in Memphis, you know, if it's somebody they don't necessarily fuck with or rock with, and they hear a police rumor or something like that, it's gonna sound like they got a bullhorn. They're gonna be talking so loud about it. But when it's one of a nigga own though, one of your own kind, niggas get quiet. Niggas get quiet like a deaf person. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Niggas don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now it ain't so funny now. You
mm,
know, uh, these supposed to be keep it real ass niggas. You know, so yeah, that shit just be all man. You know, it's crazy. You know, I never would have thought that Luntrell, would be in this situation. Far as it's coming to the light that he cooperated. So with that being said, you can't never be surprised, bro. Like, I tell niggas all the time, niggas be like, oh, you running with Charleston White, man, that nigga, the police and woo 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 it. One thing about Dub though, Dub gonna tell you to your face, he gonna send your ass to prison, send your ass to jail. Them niggas you
mm.
running with, they gonna hide that they the police. They gonna try to keep it a secret.
Right.
I'm
You
way
stand
more
you
afraid of
stand
them
on it.
niggas than I am of Charleston. I'm way more afraid of them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So with that being said, it was a big shocker, but it's a big topic in the city right now. You know what I'm saying? You can't go nowhere without them talking about,
You're not hearing
you
it.
know, yeah, Pooh Shiesty and his dad is supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, informants.
That's crazy. Now you mentioned Charleston White. I know that's your homie, man. So with the Young Thug situation, did he end up um telling on him? Did he actually file that report, or was he just
Oh
snitching
yeah,
on him?
yeah, yeah, that shit in the making right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so that's
Yeah,
gonna be the
yeah,
next
yeah,
one to
yeah,
get
yeah.
locked
Young
up.
Thug, Young Thug probably gonna have a Chinese name. One gone here real
Long
soon.
gone.
If the right thing, yeah, if the right thing don't happen. But
Damn.
yeah, man, they yeah, my boy was sitting. You know what I'm saying? He went to the little Drewski uh situation event,
Mm.
and yeah, Thug mustache walked up behind him. You know what I'm saying? And was standing over him.
dude,
And
dude,
bruh
dude,
said,
musty like that, bro. With all that money, man, he be still
man,
musty.
man, man,
Up.
man, Dub said the man smelled like Wild Hours Road.
Ah, come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, man. He said he don't know if it was a nigga hair or his armpits. He,
Damn.
yeah, he said, man, that nigga, he ain't smell like goddamn it, Young Thug with all the money, goddamn that nigga smell like Young Thug from back in the day off of Cleveland Ave. Dub, he was at the Drewski thing, and Thug walked up. He had, matter of fact, he had the little nigga Rob Lowe. That's the same person that shot Thug.
Mm.
Years ago. He had him with him, and
He was
he
hanging with
just
him.
huh?
Young Thug was hanging with the dude that shot him.
Yeah, yeah, they cool now. And
Wow.
so Atlanta niggas weird, man. So when Charleston, when he noticed that the nigga was standing behind him or whatever, Doug, once he noticed that, he gonna act a fool. So,
Mm.
he jumped up, and that's when Thug was like, we step on shit. And I know he said that, cause Doug went ballistic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And but yeah, you know what I'm saying? I ended up talking to Dub later on, and Dub was just like, he just said, man, he don't know if it was the nigga breath or his underarm pit, man. He was like, the nigga was stinking a motherfucker, man. He said, he ain't smell like the $100 million Young Thug. He smelled like the thug off Cleveland Ave and shit. They used to hang with Lil Woody and shit with the fucked up teeth and shit back in the day. That's the thug he said he had the encounter with the other day. Yeah, he said
Damn.
that nigga, man, he said you can smell that nigga from a mile away, man.
Man, and his chick don't be telling the truth about him, man. Like sometimes your
Man,
lady be like, "Hey, baby, I need to
when
go
you
to the
got that
shower."
much, hey, when you got that much money, man, shit, Mariah, she probably got some nose plugs. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Covering that smell up for that nigga, and she just got pregnant by him too.
Damn.
She done locked that in. She good.
Right
She ain't got
there.
to make another She ain't got to make another album.
Nah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, she
So
ain't
so
got to
let,
do
let's
nothing. Put
let's switch. Go ahead, my bad, bro.
She ain't got to do nothing. Put his cockroach looking ass on child support. That's all she got to do.
Speaking of Charleston White, man. So let's talk a little bit about the painter, man, and the baby, bro. I know you had some things to say, and apparently the painter and Charleston White, they cousins and shit, right?
Yeah, they second cousins. Yeah, shout out to B White. I think it's Creations
Yeah,
on
man.
Instagram. Yeah,
What
he
made you
actually
want to
from
go at the baby so hard, man, about that situation?
what made me want to.
Hmm.
Well, I think I actually took it light on him. I think I just made a post and I just was like, man, bro, you owe homie an apology. Whether you agree with it or didn't,
Mm,
you ain't have to kill his self-esteem or try to kill his self-esteem like
right.
that. That's he's just you act like the man or something, or like he painted your daughters, put them in a sensitive or a compromised position or something.
Mhm.
And he just painted a picture of two beautiful little girls. And so for you to react like that, man, and the baby was once at one point in time, he was on the grind trying to come up, in that same situation, and I'm sure, he wanted the same type of love that B White was looking for. You know,
Right.
ain't no way that B White done painted pictures for Boogie, Moneybag. He painted Moneybag daughter. The baby was the only nigga that acted a fool and you know what I'm saying, and made it into a basic a mockery, what I'm saying, embarrassed the dude, If
Yeah.
it was me, even if I didn't approve of my daughters being painted on a painting, I still would have, since we was in public, I still would have got the painting, or either pull him to the side and let him know, that that ain't how I get down, but I
Mm,
appreciate the idea. I appreciate the effort, but you know, I'm not interested in the painting. I wouldn't have
yeah.
just high-sided him and did him like that, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a cold ass heart, man, to do somebody like that, and you can look at bro and tell he a humble dude, family man, he ain't nothing creepy about him or none of that. He actually from Memphis. He been living down here in Dallas for quite some time. He been having motion, with the painting and stuff like that. So, baby, you was just down there counsel a few years ago, and 50
Mhm.
Cent had to come save you. 50 Cent had to throw you a life jacket. If it weren't for 50, you'll probably be somewhere at Burger King right now,
Right.
working.
Right.
You know, so for you to come this
It-
close to being counseled and turn right back around and do an innocent person like that, man, that's just trying to feed his family, man, and show you some love.
right.
You know, that right there, in my opinion, should have should have trumped everything else. Your feelings, how you felt about it. The fact that this man took his time out to do a painting of your kids and try to show you some love and
Mm,
just to get a picture with you, bro. Like
right.
that right there would have, you know what I'm saying? That would have superseded any of my negative feelings if I did have them. You know what I'm saying? I
Irony
got
of it all, man, is dude 50 Cent got a picture with dude with B White.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
50
I'm saying?
got it. And
So,
if 50 crazy ass take a picture with him, you know what I'm saying? You
right,
know,
right.
anybody can, and
Mm,
and I got daughters, bro. Like, and if somebody do something to my daughters physically or whatever the case may be, whether me and my daughters on speaking terms or whatever, I'm gonna go off the deep end about it. So with that being said, I don't harbor the same type perspective that the baby uh got on that issue. I think it's a bit dramatic, and I think he just overdid it. I ain't gonna, I think I seen a post where he said, he was gonna do something violent. He was gonna beat the boy up,
mhm.
if he didn't take the
Yeah, you said
painting
if God
down
ever put them two in the same
in
situation,
front
he
of
would
him
do it.
again. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But what if God put you in front of TMZ? What if God put you in front of all these other big ass platforms, nigga, that post your kids? I done seen your kids plenty of times on them platforms. You ain't talking about
Mhm.
whooping Harvey. You ain't talking about whooping Charles. You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't get it. Nigga,
Yeah.
you somewhat of a celebrity, And with that being said, like, I ain't even no celebrity, but when I walk through the airports and walk in the stores and shit now, people recognize me, unfortunately. And,
Mm,
they be asking for pictures and, shit like that or whatever. And at first it used to feel a little weird or
mhm.
whatever, because I'm like, why everybody want to take a picture with me? I'm just a regular nigga from the neighborhood.
Not no
And
more. He ain't that no
and
more,
and,
bro.
and yeah, I refuse to believe that. I respectfully disagree with you. But I get your perspective, but I don't never wanna, I don't think I'ma ever no matter how successful or how far I make it in this YouTube space, you're not gonna ever hear me say that I'm famous or that I'm a celebrity or no shit like that. I'm very humble. I'm well grounded, you know, and for him to be in that position and to now kind of like get the same treatment as it relates to myself, like it makes me, at first it was weird. Now it makes me feel good when people walk up to me and be like, hey, I have people walk up here, can I pray with you? Can I get a
Wow.
hug? Or can I get a picture? Me and my girl watch you all night, or me and my dude, we watch you, or girls might come up and, you know, that kind of shit make me feel good. It
Yeah.
motivates me, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
and I be telling them thank you more times than they be saying it to me, you know what I'm saying? Just thanks for the love, you know, and
'Cause you
so
humble, man. Like you in a different lane, man. So that
yeah, yeah.
admiration
So
about that, and you grateful for that. You feel me? So
I
that's
don't
good to have.
understand. Yeah, I don't understand how he could have the reaction. Man, you got some little bitty babies, bro. Like,
Mm.
what the fuck is this man, this painter gonna do to your kids, bro? Like,
Right.
this shit don't even make. I could see if he had them on a painting with some skimpy clothes on or something, you know what I'm saying, or provocative or whatever. It was just a humble, innocent picture. And you did do like that. I lost a lot of respect for the baby, man. You know, I listened to the nigga music. I actually used to tell motherfuckers that nigga can rap. You know, he go
Mhm.
on that what's that, I think the Leakers little platform when he do his little freestyle and shit,
Freestyling.
you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, that nigga can go, you know. So yeah, that shit disappointed me, man, when he acted like that with dude, you know what I'm saying? I looked at the baby as like a real one, you know. So um
You
what
can't
if a nigga would have treated
can't
him
trust
like
no
that when he was
rapper
walking
'cause
when he was walking around with the pamper on and shit? You know, what
yeah, I
if a
get
nigga,
that.
yeah, what if a nigga treated him like that then, you know?
Right.
How he would
Yeah.
have felt. You know what I'm saying? You know, you have to weigh all of that kind of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? When you handling somebody else. I try to treat people how I want to be treated,
Right,
you
right.
know, and I wouldn't want nobody to do me like that.
You can't trust no dude to wear hoop earrings and berets, bro. You just can't.
Man, what you said, cold blooded.
Nah,
Bang,
I'm just
bang,
clowning. I'm
bang.
clowning, man. Some of my viewers might wear that, man. I'm just clowning with y'all, man.
Man,
But
nah, man. Hey, one thing you ain't gonna never see me with, man, is a nose ring and a hoop earring, man.
that
Now
real. That
I
real.
got some homeboys. I got some homeboys, you know what I'm saying, that do the hoop earrings or whatever. That's their
Mhm.
thing or whatever. I
Yeah.
just always thought it was kind of feminine or whatever,
Mhm.
but just because, you know, I know a lot of real niggas, street
Yeah.
niggas that, you know what I'm saying, that wear the little hoop earrings or whatever. I guess it's their thing, you know. And a couple and some niggas can get by with the nose ring, you know,
Yeah.
like Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Lucci, you know. Some
Yeah.
niggas can get by, but if I showed up with a nose ring, boy, man, goddamn, hey, they're supposed
Game
to run
over.
my ass off of YouTube.
Game over. So
Game
last question,
over.
man. I know we running kind of short on time, man. Last question, bro. You and Lil Flip, man. Do you feel like y'all could ever come back together again, bro? Because I know y'all had history.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. A lot of history. I got asked this question recently, and me, I'm the type of person that if I look you in your eye and tell you, bro, I love you, you my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I really mean that shit. Like I stand on that shit, like firm, you know. And so with that being said, if something was to happen to bro right today, like it'll fuck me up. You know, I feel some kind of way about it. Cause I don't wish nothing bad on bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm the same nigga that rode shotgun with you, nigga, for years. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah,
you
you
the
had his
same nigga that
back
rode
during the Ti beef back in the day too, right?
exactly. You know, we go back that far, you know. So I don't wish nothing bad on bro, but bro just bro just do so much goofy shit, man. You know that he make a nigga react how I reacted, bro. Like, and this shit just came to a head, my nigga. Like, you know, all the goofy lame shit. You know, I'm sure you got a lot of, well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but a few partners at least, a couple partners at least that's done some goofy shit, but you look over it because you so close with them, you know,
Mhm.
and and that's how I did, bro, over the years. Bro used to do a lot of goofy shit and fuck shit to other people, you know,
Mm.
to niggas that was, you know what I'm saying, call themselves running with us or whatever the case. And I just used to shake my head, you know, and and I used to always like downplay it, like, well, hell, you know, it ain't me, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? He know not to do it, you know what I'm saying, that goofy lame ass shit with me. Fast forward to me going to jail, getting indicted on the murder, and and he did the unthinkable. And
Mm.
Capone called me recently, just a few weeks ago. And me and Capone was the closest to him, especially after the BG Duke and the C Note days, and when Note and them ventured off and started doing their own thing. It was me and Capone, and Capone still there. He hit me a few weeks ago, and he just was like, he said, man, bro, Flip hurt, man. And I'm like, what he hurt about? And he was like, man, man, me and you was the only two that Flip could call on. I said, damn, Pone, it's crazy you say that. I said, but you're right. And I said, with that being said, why the fuck I couldn't call on him when I got indicted for murder then?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, um, and Capone, he didn't give me no response to that, and he basically, he was being a voice for Flip. I didn't raise my voice, Pone didn't raise his voice. That ain't how me and Pone get down.
Mm.
And I had to remind Pone of some goofy shit that Flip done to him years ago. And so, with that being said, to answer your question, if bro was to reach out to me showing some accountability, and and to, if I felt like his apology was genuine, then of course we could get back to, you know, how it was or whatever. Because at the end of the day, like, it could never get physical with me and bro, because I love Big West. I love his father too much. I love his father like a father.
Mm.
And is Big West upset with me right now? I don't think he upset with me. I think he probably disappointed in the way I handled the situation, far as like bringing our issue to the YouTube space or
Mm.
whatever. But this the same Big West that's done seen me and Flip argue face to face, like, goddamn it, we in the Royal Rumble, and
Mm.
he lock us in the room. That's how Big West is. He politely locked the door and closed it.
Mm.
And me and bro, we worked it out, but this one particular night, me and bro almost came to blows, because I was
Mm.
real heated about a situation.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, bro, like, if I walked outside right now and seen Flip getting jumped, I'm riding,
That's
but
what's
I
up.
just ain't fucking with him right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't fucking with no sucker shit, bro. I ain't, at this point in my life, I ain't halfway doing nothing, you know. So he just fall in that category. But if he see this, which I'm sure he will, if he want to make it right, bro know what to do. He know how to get at me. You know what I'm saying? And if he a real nigga, how he be saying on them songs and them CDs and shit, he'll go
Mm.
look himself in the mirror and say, even though I don't agree with bro how he did shit, that was some sucker shit I did, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if bro could say that and come to me and holler at me like that, then you goddamn right. I listen to my brother and we'll chop it up and get past it. But if not, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, like, I ain't one of the ones that ever needed them financially.
Right.
And still don't, right to this day. You know, wish that nigga the best. I don't wish nothing bad on him, but I just hope he go out of doing that sucker shit, that goofy shit, weird shit that ain't street shit.
Mm. Yeah, it definitely takes a big man, and I think that's what makes a man is taking accountability when we wrong and learning, and that's how we grow, man. Just learning, being
Exactly,
aware.
exactly. And a lot of people get it misunderstood, like I was calling from jail for money when I got indicted. Like, I ain't never called Flip and asked Flip for no lawyer money or no bail money or none of that. I always had my own.
Yeah.
And even if I didn't, if I maybe got caught with my pants down and got caught with a bankroll or something, you know, I had brothers in the city that I could call on before I have to make a call all the way to Texas. So, like, people get it misunderstood, like I was calling for money. No, I was just calling to talk to my brother. You know what I'm saying? When I was at, you know what I'm saying, a dark point in my life, you know, when my life could have possibly been taken away for some shit I ain't do. And I was just calling the people that I thought loved me, you know what I'm saying, just to chop it, you know what I'm saying, event or whatever, you know, when a nigga on 23 and 1. So it is what it is. Here we are.
So when you were trying to reach out, he was kind of like pushing you to the side, like he wasn't taking your
I
calls.
mean, you
Or
know, just wasn't picking up the call. You know, he know
Mm.
if a 901 number pop up, you know, it could
Yeah.
be any 901 number. He know that's me or something that's related to me. So I think I tried maybe. I was like, I did a year before they gave me bond. I think I may have
Mm.
reached out to him maybe three times. 3 strikes,
Mm.
you out. After that
Yeah.
third time, I ain't calling no nigga. I don't even call my bitch that much. So yeah, I ain't
Gotcha.
call a nigga back, you know, or whatever no more. I think I had somebody send him a text message and let him know, you know what I'm saying, how I felt. And that was the end of it. And then when I got out on bond, we ended up getting on the phone. We stayed on the phone like 3 hours. Had a
Oh,
3-hour
so you talked
conversation.
to him once you was out.
Yeah, I talked to him,
Oh
you know,
wow.
and yeah, he
I thought
tried
it
to
was
give me
just
this.
no communication at all. That's what I thought.
No, we talked when I no, matter of fact, I'm sorry. Not when I made bond, when I beat the case, when I got the not
Mm.
guilty verdict. Yeah, we talked on the phone, man, maybe
Wow.
shit, 3 hours, you know, and shit, man, motherfucker, shit was so deep, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Nigga, teardrop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so, but when I got off the call, I just got to basically processing the lame ass shit he had just said on that call.
Mm.
And when I processed it, I was right back to
So
square
you,
one.
so you caught him again. So it ain't that call ain't really mean nothing after.
Yeah, you know, because the shit he said on the call, you know, and bro ain't from the streets or whatever, but he said some shit that rubbed me the wrong way and was tried to give me a goofy ass reason on why he wasn't communicating with me when I was incarcerated. And his reason was he was afraid that the government was gonna try to involve him in my case some type of way. Bro, you ain't never sold a gram. I ain't never seen you shoot a gun.
Damn.
How in the fuck they gonna involve you in my situation? And you ain't never did nothing gangster.
Damn.
Nothing. Only thing you done
All
gangster
that
was
Cody G stuff was fake, huh?
only thing he done gangster was wrote a 16. That's it.
Boy, that's crazy,
That's my
man.
brother. I love him to death, but I ain't never seen bro do nothing gangster.
Mm.
Nothing. Nadine.
He said he don't even run a stoplight, goddamn.
Man, look, at one point in time, man, when he was going through his little financial shit, I told him, I said, look, bro, man, why don't you go and get you copy about 10 or 20 of them, you know what I'm saying? You can sell them back with me. Boom, I'm gonna down the motherfuckers for you. You know what I'm saying? And boom, you make your little profit. That way, you know, you got some shit, some little motion going into your little legal shit, you know what I'm saying, play out.
Mm.
Man, that nigga he ain't want no positive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so bro just a rapper, man. Bro just a talented rapper, you know, outside of the lame shit, weird shit, he actually a okay dude, you know, but he
Mm.
just got his ways, bro. Like, and that shit just, if you think about it, just look and just pay close attention. Everybody that used to be around him, gone.
Mm.
That speaks volumes. Like, look at niggas like 50 Cent. 50 been having the same crew since day one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you got niggas that fall off here and there or whatever, but I'm talking about niggas that was from that block with him. You know what I'm saying? From that environment. He with them same niggas. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Lil Baby, he with them same niggas. Flip, man, that shit like a casting call. You know what I'm saying? Like
Not a
for
cat.
real, man.
Oh,
You see a new nigga every week.
that's crazy.
Because when you bring real niggas around who gonna speak up, and a nigga like me gonna get away from around you before they have to do something to you.
Yeah, yeah.
I ain't never had to, you know, think like that or whatever because that was my brother for real. So he ain't never did no weird shit like that until I got indicted. So those thoughts, like a thought of me crossing bruh, ain't never went through my mind, and it still ain't. You know, I would never cross them. But am I gonna speak my mind and speak my piece? You goddamn right I am. Can't nobody muzzle me. So I'm gonna speak my mind.
Gotcha. All right, man. Mr. Govan, man, I definitely appreciate you, bro. Once again, man, pulling up on Lionel B
Nah,
show.
hell
Man.
nah, Lion. I appreciate you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? For everything, my nigga, like the late night advice, you know what I'm saying, that you give me on YouTube. You one of them ones too. You know, you ain't no gatekeeper. If you see something wrong with my shit, you'll pull my coattail on it. And, you know, me and you know, we started off business, but we done, in my opinion, I think we done became friends. You know what I'm saying? I consider you a friend. And
I consider you a friend too, bro.
yeah, sure. and I appreciate you for having me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. You know, I don't take it for granted. And nigga, I don't take your calls or your advice or none of that for granted. I appreciate everything, bro.
Bro, I'm just trying to be what, you know what I'm saying? I would have hoped somebody would have been to me when I was coming up on YouTube.
Yeah,
man. Like,
yeah. And you know, and I ain't gonna lie, man, you know, having friends like you, Seti, Charleston, Gangster, Trapler Ross, you know what I'm saying? It's like, shout out to my boy Vince, Swole Nerve Productions. I got the cheat code.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I got the cheat code. Most people don't be blessed to have like good friends and, you know, people that actually know the game. They don't be blessed to have them in their corner like me. So I don't take this shit for granted. Like, you know what I'm saying? I value all y'all.
That's what's up, man.
For sure.
Thank you for being on the show, bro.
Man, for sure, man. Appreciate it, man. I can't wait to come back.
Can't get enough? Click on the screen to watch even more fire content. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and you can also catch my videos on my other channels, the Lionel B Show Clips, Lionel B Stories, Lionel B's Garage, the Lionel B Network, and you can stream my audio on the go on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any other major podcast platforms.